it's Sybil. Thank you for tuning into this video and into my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about boundaries. I'm going to be talking about how I feel like it correlates with self-worth and self-love, and how I am finally putting boundaries in place for myself after a long time of not doing it. This video is actually something I have been wanting to talk about for a very long time, because boundaries are so important to have, and I really didn't know that until I had started my own self-discovery and had started really putting myself first and learning to love myself fully and being okay with the fact that you do need to put yourself first sometimes, and that it is okay. It's okay to do that. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to let people down if it means that you are looking after yourself. The other one thing that I had really learnt about boundaries was respect. I realized it was a way that I was respecting and honoring myself and my needs and my feelings, and just all of these other things that I had been neglecting for so long, because without having boundaries put in place, I was putting everything else and everybody else above myself, and I wasn't looking after myself, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And for the longest time, my not having boundaries in place was because of the fear that I was going to upset people, that I was going to let them down, that if I said the wrong thing, it could hurt them at the expense of, it hurting me. And I would feel guilty as well. Had so much guilt if I needed to take care of myself and put myself first for once. So I just didn't do it. I would be there for everybody else at the expense of being there for me. And it was only until I had really looked into my own self-worth and my own self-love, and that I started putting things in place that were going to take care of me, that I really understood what it meant to be there for you, and that you shouldn't have to feel guilty for taking care of yourself and putting your own needs first, and that whatever you're feeling or thinking that is going to be best for you is, regardless of what anybody else says. They're not in your position. They aren't going to understand. They're not going to know. And so if at the time the things that you need to do for you is taking care of you, then you just do them, And I realized that if it means that I need to distance myself from certain people, or I'm going to end up losing certain people, then that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I am taking care of me, and the right people are going to be there, and they're going to show up, and they're going to care, and they're going to want me to take care of me as well. They're going to want you to take care of you. They're going to want you to be happy, because seeing you happy is going to make them happy. And I had learnt that way longer than I should have. But the questions as well that got me here, I would think a lot about why I didn't have boundaries put in place for myself, and why did I feel the way I felt when I put boundaries in place for me. And I'd also be thinking about what are going to be the repercussions for putting boundaries in place for myself. You can't pour from an empty cup, because if you haven't poured into yourself and given yourself that care and, stuff that you need, you're not going to be able to be there and help other people. And one of the things I'd learned over time as well, me being hypersensitive and being around a lot of energies, it can be so draining and so exhausting. And sometimes all I need is just space. I just need that time to recuperate and rejuvenate myself. For the longest time, I wouldn't do that. I would ignore the fact that I needed time just to myself to rest. And I'd still be there for other people. And it was so draining. Like, it drained me even more. And I realized as well that I'm kind of letting these people down by like not listening to those needs, like the need that of resting. So essentially, I just want you guys to like think about those questions that I had asked myself. They're questions that I've asked myself as to why I had like boundaries, why I hadn't poured into everybody else's cup. I've kind of just given you a brief overview of some like personal things that have gone on for me, and a brief overview of some examples. I'm not going to go into too much because there is a lot there as to why I had also lacked boundaries. Everyone's going to be different. There's going to be different situations for your own personal circumstances. But I really want you guys to know that it is okay to have boundaries put in place to protect yourself. It's just a way of you putting your needs first, putting yourself first, respecting yourself enough to know that if, you know, there are things that you don't want to do, or there are things that you want to say because that's how you're feeling, and, you know, or there are things that you are wanting, things that are going to make you happy, you should just do them. And if other people in your life don't understand that, they don't get it, they, you know, retaliate or get angry, and then you feel guilty about having those, like speaking your mind and having those boundaries in place for you to take care of yourself, they're not people that you really should be surrounding yourself with anyway. Like, you want people in your circle that understand and respect your values and your needs and your boundaries as well. Like, you want people who understand that if you do need something for you, that's okay, and they're gonna love you regardless, because they, you know, they get that, they get it. And I'm only learning that now too. Like, if people aren't understanding where I'm coming from, or they're not respecting what I may need, then I'm like, unfortunately, I don't know if I really want them around me. Those people aren't really going to be filling my cup, because they're not letting me fill up my cup in order to give back out. So I feel like we should have people in our lives that are wanting us to fill up our own cups, so that when we are ready to be there to take care of others because we've taken care of ourselves, they know that we are more than capable to be there and to show up, you know, because we're not burnt out, we're not exhausted, or we're not emotionally upset, or whatever it is, because we have looked after ourselves and we have put our like own needs and stuff like that in place. Well, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and enjoy my content. If you do want to see more, or you want to see, like, please hit the subscribe button and let me know what you guys want me to see. I really would value your opinion a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys for my next video. Take care. Bye.